Hello everyone, this is Dit, and upon request, I'm talking about my characters. So first I have my sniper character with just a sniper, pistol, and a medkit, and then Marathon Man and First Blood. Um, I think Marathon Man is pretty good, but everyone thinks I'm crazy. I think it's pretty good because it keeps the stamina low. In this case, I don't really care about what badges I have on him, so I just threw this down for my convenience. Alright, next I have my M1 Garen character. This guy just exists for when I want to use my M1 Garen, and he just standard fare. And then he has Marathon Man and Fast Reload Gold. I really like Fast Reload Gold because I'm addicted to reloading, so that's always a nice crutch. And then Marathon Man to keep my stamina low. I really like that because I can just sprint, stop, and fire, and basically have no issues there from sway or anything. Then I have my main infantry, which I basically have whatever gun I want to place. Like I have the STG here, I have the AVS, the G43, MGs, various SMGs, LMGs, pistols, etc., etc. Basically, whatever I feel like playing. Eventually, my goal is to have every weapon on this guy. For him, I almost have every weapon ribboned up. All I'm really missing is the PTRS and the Panzerbuchse. Panzerbuchse I'll just pick up naturally over time and get that for him. PTRS, I have an older character with a PTRS. I'll talk more about him later. I'll just drop this for myself to level that up. But yeah, eventually I plan on having every gun on this guy. I'm about 14 million credits away from being able to do that. Next, I have my PTRS guy. He mainly exists to take out light vehicles like APCs and cars and recon vehicles. PTRS, when shot in the right spot, can one-shot APCs, so easily one of the best anti-APC weapons, and has quite a bit of range, so that's always good. I have him with Infantry first to maximize light vehicle damage, and fast reload to minimize reload time. I also have an AA truck on this guy to take care of planes. Sometimes I use the PTRS against planes, but usually it's not as effective as an AA gun would be, so I usually just use the AA gun on him for that. Next, I have my Johnson character. He's just there whenever I want to play the Johnson. He has fast reload and Marathon Man. Basically, all my characters have fast reload and Marathon Man. This is my carbine guy. I pull this out whenever I feel my main infantry's weapon is lacking, or like when I feel like I really need to get on the move or like start killing people. This is basically my tryhard class, the carbine. Fast reload Marathon Man works for me. This is my submachine gun guy. Basically, just for whenever I want to use a submachine gun in close quarters. Pretty cool. Aside from that, I have my anti-tank guy. I have a fully modded revolver in here. Very nice gun. And then the Ampulimyot. The Ampulimyot is easily the best anti-tank weapon in the game because it can like 3-shot any heavy tank and 2-shot everything else. Only issue is it is extremely hard to use and you have to know exactly where the components are. And if you miss, you're doing barely any damage. On this guy, I have fast reload to minimize my time between shots, to maximize DPS, and then I have Iron Fist Gold to maximize my DPS to tanks. And then I have my tank support guy with a submachine gun, a wrench, and a med kit. And for him, I have Roof Mechanic, and that's to help repair tanks faster and maybe other vehicles, and fast reload to minimize the time it takes for me to like kill more Rambos in case I need to reload. Then I have a grease gun character for when I want to use the grease gun. And I have a flamethrower character for when I want to use the flamethrower. I put heavy set on him just so he can take more damage. Because you need anytime you can get on the flamethrower is huge. And then I have first aid to really help heal up. Because usually either I'm very close to being dead, or because usually if I'm alive with the flamethrower after using it, I'm very close to being dead. So first aid is a big help. And then I have a guy for the M1919 for M1919 purposes. Why does he have tight grip? Hold on, let me look. What do I want to use? don't really care. I'll just put first blood on him. Yeah, tight grip is useless. Don't use tight grip. And then I have a pistol guy for pistoling. Aside from that, I have 2 fighter pilots that I use. So this is my main fighter pilot. He's for dogfighting. These are just the standard regular bullets, the armor-piercing bullets. Except for the P-38, which has the armor-piercing capped bullets, because I don't really plan on using this for dogfighting and more for ground strafing tanks, etc. Sometimes I use this for dogfighting, and usually armor-piercing capped is not the most optimal for dogfighting because it doesn't have the most range. But usually I'm not shooting at planes unless I'm really close to them anyway, so because the bullet travel on this is too slow. So that works just fine for me. After that, I have my HE guy, basically HE on all planes, for HE reasons. I have a paratrooper, and my paratrooper just has Johnson LMG. Because field maintenance on paratroopers is cancer. Tank crew, so this is my anti-tank tanker. I have a Pershing with APHE for maximum damage, and then I have high explosive for now. I'll eventually replace this once I get a jumbo on my HE guy. More on him later. Then I have an M36B1, armor-piercing high explosive for maximum tank damage, high explosive for anti-infantry. I don't usually use high explosive, but it's there in case I need it. I have a Hellcat with only APHE for maximum damage. This thing is nuts. It can 3-shot any tank in the game. The Hellcat is nuts, man. And then E8. E8 is good. I don't use it too much, but it only has high explosive on this one for maximum tank damage. And this is my HE tanker. He has HE on all the tanks for maximum infantry damage. Recon, just a recon. I have scope, wrench, health kit. I have marathon man and pointer quick fire. This is mainly just so I can 360 people better, because I really like quick scoping and no scoping people. So like 360 no scoping. So I keep this on here. I like marathon man because I like to sprint a lot for quick scoping. So marathon man really keeps the sway real tight and the hip fire real tight for when I'm aiming down sight to quick scope someone. I really like that. So that's what I have on my recon. But yeah, that's it. I don't really have much to talk about on this topic, so later. Hope you enjoyed. Maybe learned something. Laters.